Hey there, I'm Heather Brzezinski. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Facebook ad spending formula calculator. So if you came to this from my 5 types of Facebook campaigns that you need to be running or video that I did, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you didn't, then I highly suggest that you watch that video first. You can get it for free, no opt-in required, at homefrontmarketing.com/5 types. That's going to give you a really good overview as to where this campaign goals and how this should plug into your Facebook ad spending as an overall holistic view. So I do recommend that you check it out. It is a lengthy video. It's probably like an hour a long training video, but I do recommend that you start with that first. Okay, so let's dive into this campaign goal calculator. There are two different pieces of the calculator. The first one is this one here. It's the lead cost and the break-even calculator. This is where you're going to start if you are new to Facebook marketing, or if you don't really have a really solid Facebook campaign that you've run in the past. Maybe everything's been a flop and you're just trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. This is going to be a really great place for you to start. Now, the other place that you could start, if you already know what your average cost per lead is, so your average cost per conversion, I should say, is, then you can start with this guy right here, which is the daily budget to hit revenue target calculator. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but that's where you can start. When we're inside of this, the first thing that you need to do is you need to go to File, and then you need to go to Make a Copy. This is going to copy this to your own personal Google Drive. If you don't see this, it means that you need to log in to a Google account, okay? It means that you're not logged in, so you can't make a copy to your own drive. You can sign up for a free Google account. If you already have Gmail, you already have one, just log into your Gmail account, and then you should be able to make a copy. The reason why you need to do this is it's going to unlock the calculator for you. We do have it locked so that if somebody else is using it, that it doesn't get all messed up, because if you are to write over any of these yellow sections, okay, it is going to mess up the calculator. So I highly recommend that you just go into File and then Make a Copy. That's going to unlock the calculator for you, and then you're only going to play around with the white sections, okay? Don't touch the yellow ones. If you touch the yellow ones and you mess it up, then you can open this link again, and then you can go back to File and Make a Copy to get a fresh new calculator, and then just delete the other one from your Google Drive. So the very first thing that we're going to start with here is your average sale per client. Now, this is either going to be the cost of the item that you're advertising itself, or it can be your average lifetime value of your client. I recommend, if you know your average lifetime value of a client, if you're not a new business, you should be able to very easily calculate that by taking your all of your revenues divided by all of your number of customers, divide that out to see how much a customer is worth over a lifetime instead of just today. The reason why that is going to be so important to look at is because it's more of a holistic view. You're going to know for sure how much the client is going to be worth, and you aren't going to feel like your campaign has failed if you say can't make it just for one small little item. Like if they go and they're just buying a pair of socks one time, then Facebook ads are not going to be a very good strategy for you. In fact, anything but word of mouth marketing is going to be very difficult for you to make money. However, if that person comes and they buy one pair of socks today and they buy 50 pairs of socks over their lifetime, well then, yeah, this is going to be a lot more profitable, and we're going to be able to show you what you can spend to ensure that that customer remains profitable over time. Okay, so I just popped in here. Let's pop in $200. Let's say that's our average value of a customer or average sale per client. Then we're going to go down here to our sales goal in units. So what we can do is we can make a sales goal for the overall campaign. Now, if you're just looking to get your cost per lead and your cost per click, then you can just put in 1 if you're looking for just one singular sale, right? However, let's say we have a sales goal unit of 100 units. So we want to sell 100 units at $200. We want to make 20 grand from this Facebook ads campaign. It's going to automatically calculate an ad to spend goal to generate of around half. So we would be profiting around $10,000 here. And it's going to start to calculate out what our cost per lead can be and our cost per click. Now, what this is also using here is going to be your sales page conversion rate and your landing page conversion rate, because those are pieces of the puzzle that people don't tend to look at when it comes to how much you can spend on your advertising campaigns. All right. So the next thing that we need to pop in here is how many people who get to your opt-in page actually sign up for your funnel. Okay. So if your funnel is Facebook ad to product page, which it should only be that if your product is $30 or less. Okay. Even then it doesn't always work. Okay, even then it's not the best strategy from Facebook. Typically you want to go into Facebook ad to something of value with maybe an opt-in and a landing page, and then bring them into a sales page. That tends to be a more profitable funnel. However, if you're bringing them directly into a sales page, then you can just skip this step by popping in 100%, by saying 100% of the people on the landing page opt in, they go directly to the sales page. Right? However, for most of you who have some sort of opt-in before they get to the sale, you're going to pop in something here that is equivalent to your landing page conversion rate. Now, how do you calculate that? You calculate that by taking a look at how many people landed on your landing page. So you're going to need some sort of analytics there. Usually Google Analytics is good. You can take a look at how many people landed and viewed your landing page versus how many, let's say, emails were actually collected. How many actions were taken on the page, right? So for that, you could go into your email list and you could take a look at how many email signups came from that page. And then you're going to divide those into each other. That's going to give you a landing page conversion rate. So let's say that you had 30 people sign up and 100 people landed on your page. That's going to be 30%, right? And we're going to pop that in there. And then you're going to see these numbers are shifting and changing, right? Sales page conversion rate means that of the people who viewed your sales page, so again, you're going to need to take how many people actually opted into your landing page itself. All right, so how many people opted into your landing page versus how many people actually bought, right? Now, if you don't know these numbers, we're going to use industry standards. So you're going to put in about 2% or 3%, depending on, I like to keep it conservative and go 2%, all right? But it does depend on your industry. If you know your number here, let's say you're using a webinar to sell your product and you have a 5% conversion rate, so people who sign up versus people who buy is 5%, then you can pop that in here, 5%. Now, what this has done for us is it has calculated out the metrics that you need to look at within your Facebook ads platform, okay? So if you are achieving a cost per lead of $5 or less, then you are hitting your goal and doubling your money. So if you spend $10,000, and if you're at a 5% conversion rate on your sales page, a 30% conversion rate on your landing page, you are going to make $20,000, okay, on a $200 sale. Cost per click needed means clicks through to the landing page. This is not overall clicks. So there are two different metrics here. There is the cost per click in Facebook, and there's cost per link click. So we're looking at cost per link click here, okay? So your cost per link click needed is $1.50 to bring you to this profit number. It also gives you a break even. So as long as you're spending $10 or less per lead, you're making money. As soon as that creeps over $10 or $10 or more per lead, then you're losing money on this campaign. So really and truly, you can look just at this number right here and know for sure that you are going to be meeting your goals as long as these numbers hold true, right? And cost per click, same thing. Your break even is $3 or less. Now, this portion over here is going to help you to determine, because what happens is most people, they tend to give up on their Facebook campaigns way too early. They go, oh my gosh, this isn't making me money. And then they panic and then they shut it off and then they don't make any money and that money's gone forever. It's kind of like when you play the stock market or you invest into mutual funds. If you invest and then you lose the money and then you pull it out, you have no chance of making that money back. It's gone forever, right? Although this is much less risky than the stock market, there is definitely the risk to any marketing, really, or anything that has any sort of type of return on investment. So daily budget, you can pop in here. So let's say you wanted to do a daily budget of $5 a day. It's going to tell you that in order to hit your revenue goal of $20,000, it's going to take you at $5 a day. It's going to take you 2,000 days or 285 weeks. That's a lot of weeks, right? That's like 5-6 years to hit this goal. So is that a realistic goal based on your actual numbers? No, it's not, right? So then you can play around here. Let's say we wanted to do $20 a day. Well, then, okay, it's going to take us 500 days to make $20,000 from these ads. So you can see on some of those smaller dollar products how this can get really, really tricky. Now, that being said, we know that this is 100 new customers. So 100 new customers is pretty great. And, if you're only making $20,000 off of 100 customers, then you may need to look at your business model in terms of profit maximizers, in terms of upsells, in terms of, when we're looking at average lifetime value of a customer, that's why it becomes really important to use that average lifetime value. Because let's just say I used to own a leggings business and our average sale was about $80 per person. So if I put in here 80, right, and I had all of these numbers, I would have to, right? And I wanted to make, let's say, $20,000. So what is that? I don't know, 400 customers, let's say. No, I should be able to do this in my head, but I can't. Okay, so 250-ish customers. 250 customers gets me to $20,000. Well, again, at $20 per day, that's going to take me an awful long time to do. However, our average customer bought from us about 3.5 times. So I'm going to get out my calculator here because I can't do that in my head. So 80 times 3.5 times buying from us, it means that the average lifetime value of my customer was $280. Okay, so $280. And we have, let's say we want to make $20,000. Divided by 280 is only 71 customers needed, right? Then that's going to start to, it means that we need fewer customers, we need fewer conversions, we need fewer leads. So these numbers, they really start to move, all right? If I wanted to do it this is where you can start to play around with this. If I wanted to do it in a year, right, I could boost this up to $25. We're getting close to that 52-week mark. Maybe $27. There we go. So $27 a day if I wanted to make that $20,000 within a year. All right. So now on the flip side of this, if I were setting them directly into the landing page and I had 100% conversion on this, whoops, put in too many percent signs there. There we go. So I have 100% conversion on this, 5% conversion on that, then you can see I can spend up to $7 per lead. This doesn't really change a whole lot. However, if I can spend $7 per lead, I've got a lot more flexibility within my Facebook ads budget. So this is where finding that sweet spot between what is the length of my funnel look like versus what is the cost per lead that I can use, right? If I have a landing page and I'm moving them through the funnel, the sales page conversion rate might be higher. I might only convert, let's say, 1% of people if I'm sending them directly to my sales page. Then I can only spend $1.40 per lead versus if I have a 5%, right? And you can start to play around with this. And let's say I have a 30% opt-in, right? What does that look like? Well, then I can spend $7 per lead. So you can see the more robust your funnel is and the greater length that you can start to keep their attention, the more money you can spend per lead and still make the same amount of profit, if that makes sense, okay? Because you're going to need fewer leads to get there. So the other piece of this calculator is the daily budget to hit revenue target. So this is when you know your cost per lead already. And this is going to tell you what your daily budget needs to be in order to hit that sales target. So if you don't want to sit here and play around with daily budgets over here, once we know our daily cost per lead, so let's say it's $7, right? We can just pop in over here, $7. And our average sale per client was $280. And our sales page conversion rate, we said it was 5%. And our lead page conversion rate was 30%. Right? So we're just popping over our actual numbers here. Now what we can do is we can play around with our weekly profit goal. So we can say, well, I want to profit $500 per week, let's say, right? So if I want to profit $500 per week, it's going to tell me that I need to spend $71 per day in ads. That's going to give me an annual revenue of $52,000 and an annual profit of $26,000. Okay, so this is what's going to give you sort of a what can you spend per day. Now, as I play around with that cost per lead, let's say that I optimized my campaign and I got my cost per lead down to 4% or $4. That means that I only need to spend $29 per day in order to make $500 in weekly profit. Or let's say I wanted to now bump that up to $1,000 in weekly profit. I could spend $57 per day, so still less than that 71, right? $57 per day, and I can make a weekly profit of $1,000 instead of the 500 because my cost per lead is lower. So this is going to allow you to play around with that. So this is where you know your cost per lead. This one here, you don't know your cost per lead, and it's going to calculate out what you need to hit. So I hope that this all makes sense. Play around with the daily budget tool. If this is something that you just want to pass off and you don't want to have to do, we can help you, okay? We get in touch with one of our account managers. You can go to homefrontmarketing.com and you can check out some of our social media services, and we can certainly help you out with this. You can request to book an appointment with one of our account managers who is going to help you to determine what will be your best daily budget on the Facebook ad spending formula. And then you can factor in some of our fees to do this for you. But certainly if you want to do it yourself, then this calculator is going to be the tool to do that for you. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Bye.